Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your friend Bats. My name is Jared. There's Carl. And this is new history of the DC universe, the Dakota incident. This is for the Black History Month, and this is a issue that a lot of people online have been talking about before it even came out. And there was a big push for people to buy this because if it hits 100,000 issues, or excuse me, 100,000 copies, it would show DC executives that black characters sell. And, you know, I hope it works. I really do. I, as many millennials, grew up watching Static Shock. His name is just Static, though. Don't call him Static Shock. But I watched the cartoon Static Shock. And this covers essentially like so for context, I have never read more than probably 3 issues of Milestone comics. I read a random issue of Static, and I've read a random issue of Hardware, and I think it's just 2. I think it's just 2. And I'll just say it wasn't for me. However, I did like this comic. I did initially go into this thinking it was written by Mark Waid, because Mark Waid had written the others, the main story of this series. This is a like one-off spin-off of the main story. So I originally had thought this was written by Mark Waid, and it was written by several people. Joseph Illidge, Stephanie Williams, and Morgan Hampton, and Nicholas Draper Ivory. I'll straight up say it. This was a good story. I liked it. I really appreciated how fluid this story felt, having 4 different writers and as well as multiple artists throughout it. I will personally say I didn't like the art in this. Not that I didn't like this art in general. I don't mind this art at all. I just didn't like the art for this story. This felt more of like a crime noir story, but very bright, and it just like something about it just didn't feel right. But it got the point across for what it was. And once we got back into some like more modern comic book art, I really liked it. But yeah, just this part, I just I don't dislike the art. I just didn't like the art for that scene, if that makes sense. And I just like once we actually got past this part, and I was like, oh shoot, oh, this is gonna go bad. And then I remember I'm like, it's called the Dakota incident. Oh shoot, yeah, okay, this is about to be the incident. I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, that sucks. And then, and I was very impressed with the story overall, and I don't, so full disclosure here, I don't, other than like Joseph Illidge, however you say his name. I'm not trying to be dumb or disrespectful or anything. I'm bad with saying names out loud sometimes. I don't know, like I don't recognize these writers, and I've said in previous videos that to make a character that is not as popular as your Batmans, your Supermans, your Green Lanterns, your Flash, or Wonder Womans, you have to have a big name writer on it to sell. And oftentimes, in general, like, Booster Gold sold when Jeff Johns was on it, and then it was passed over to Dan Jurgens, who is the creator of it. So like, I think, like, this is just my guessing. I think what would be a good move on DC's part is if maybe they got like the first 6 or 12 issues done of Static with, say, like a Scott Snyder, and then passed it back to one of the writers of this story. And I think that would really work and basically like just get everyone invested and then keep the ongoing going. I hope that we do get a new ongoing series with a black chick. That would be really cool. I'm a big fan of Signal. I'm a big fan of Batwing. A big fan of though, just mainly those two, and I do like Static. So, John, I like John in a team. That's just John Stewart. But like when it comes to like black superheroes at DC, I'm a big fan of Signal and Batwing. I like them a lot, actually. Because I'm also, you see my channel. It's called Your Friend Bats. I like Bat comics in general. But I would really like to see Static. One of my favorite artists of all time is Scott McDaniel, and I remember Scott McDaniel was writing a Static book in like New 52, and I really wanted to like it because it's Scott McDaniel, and I like Static, and I was just like, yeah, this isn't it. Like, at least for me. So I haven't read any Static comics that I can say I've enjoyed. I mean, I've liked him, when he appeared in like Jeff Johns' Teen Titans era and stuff like that. But if you're a Static fan, can you help me out? Like, what should I read? So, let me know what you thought if you read this down below, and leave a comment down below, like and subscribe if you want. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.